Hello again. So we're going to take a pause from doing actual cutting and clipping work with our images for our hamster rolling across Times Square photo, and take a look at a couple of our tools and explore some effective ways to use them. So two really important tools that we'll need for the remainder of this project and also in many projects moving forward are going to be the hand tool, which is the bottom tool in our toolbar here, and the magnifying tool, or the zoom tool as it's called. And these two tools help us to navigate around our image and help us to zoom in and work on detailed aspects of the image and then zoom out and see the image as a whole. So there's a couple of features about these that I'm going to show you that will help you to work more efficiently and more easily as you're using Pixlr. So let's look at the hand tool first. We've got our image opened here, and if I click on the hand tool, what it does is it allows me to grab the image. So if I click and then move, I can move the image around. So this is how I navigate around my image with the hand tool. And the magnifying tool, of course, will zoom in. So if you click, it'll zoom in. If you hold down the Alt key, let's see, nope, this is a little different. Um, so if you click up here on minus, so up in the tool options bar, you have your mode, plus, and minus. So minus will zoom you out when you click, and plus will zoom you in. And as you zoom in, you can then go to your hand tool and move around. So I could be working on a part of the image here with my brush, brush, and then go to my hand tool and move to another part of the image without zooming out and zooming back in. So that's where the hand tool is really handy. Um, but there's a little shortcut that I'm going to show you for the hand tool, and it's called a toggle. And the hand tool is one of the few tools that you can toggle to. And what you do to toggle to the hand tool, so for example, I'm going to make a new layer here. Um, so notice I just made a blank layer, and I'm going to use my brush tool in that layer. And I'm just going to start drawing here. Well, let's change the color so we can see it more clearly. So I'm just going to start, let's say I want to draw a red line around the edge of the hamster. So I got to the edge of my picture. Instead of going to the hand tool, clicking on it, moving the picture over, going back to the brush tool like I just did, and then drawing till I get to the edge again, and then switching back to the hand tool, we can do what's toggling. And the way you toggle from one tool, any tool that you're using, to the hand tool is you hold down the space bar. So when I hold down the space bar, you can see my tool went from being the brush to now being the hand, and I can click and move, still holding the space bar down. And as soon as I let go of the space bar, the hand tool will go back to being the brush, and I can draw that, click on the space bar, and continue using the brush. And that's how you toggle from any tool to the hand tool, is just holding down the space bar. And that just makes working in Pixlr much more efficient than having to go back and forth to the hand tool. Now, as far as zooming in and out, rather than clicking on the zoom tool, you can use your scroll function on your mouse. So in my case, it's 2 fingers on my mouse pad, and it's pretty sensitive, so I have to take it slowly, but I can zoom in and out by scrolling on the mouse pad. If you're using a phone, I believe you can do a pinch on your screen and zoom in and out that way. As far as toggling to the hand tool on a phone, I don't think you can do that. So you'll just have to go and actually click on the hand tool to click. But you may be able to use a two-finger pinch or separate your two fingers to zoom in and out. Pretty standard when viewing image files on a phone. So those are going to be really important as we move into the next portion of cutting and pasting these images. So I'm going to zoom out here, and just while we're here and while I've done it, you will notice that I created a new layer and started using my brush in that layer. So now the information that I put down with my brush is in that layer, and I can hide that just like any other layer that we went through before that you can hide. And you can see that that red line around the hamster that I started drawing is separate from the hamster itself because it's in its own layer. So I don't need that, but it's a nice thing to note and know about. I'm going to delete that layer by just clicking on the layer and pressing delete on my keyboard. And you can also click on this little menu here and press the little trash can. And that is how you use the zoom tool and the hand tool in PIXLR. Um, and we may need to use those as we get into the next phase of making our collage, which we'll do in the next video, and I will see you there.